now.
I think my microphone is good. I'm gonna turn up your guys' audio. Alright, good.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Perfect. This is lovely.
How wonderful.
Classy.
Love it.
Have we started?
I know that feeling, bro. Yeah.
I know
Right.
that.
All right. Now that we've started. So this is just a real quick one-shot thingamajig, because Owen had an extremely high amount of time to actually prepare anything. So I was just like, I read up on Wushu like 3 months ago. Let's see if I can run something like that real quick. Hopefully, it's not going to be one of those times where we go, it's probably only going to be like 45 minutes and then takes 5 hours.
I don't think it's gonna be 5 hours.
It better not.
It'll only be 11 hours.
I can't be here for 5 hours.
Yeah, I was about to say you can't be here for 5 hours.
But yeah, I'm just GMing a real quick Wushu test thing.
Okay.
We'll explain the rules to the audience when it comes up. Right now, click on that image is basically the player characters right now.
I'll bring it up. It's also the background.
Okay, yeah, that works then. So world setting is basically modern day, except the main difference is people have semi-recently, past like 5 years or so-ish maybe, doesn't really matter, get powers based on like extreme obsessions that they have, or like very strong beliefs that they have. Obviously, that makes super villainy a lot more rampant, because all of a sudden, very obsessed people are getting really powerful abilities sometimes.
Which can be dangerous.
Yeah. And to combat that, some people get together to be like, a villain. But it's really rewarding to be a hero.
God bless
People
America.
God bless America. That's where these people in. So the leader, sort of, kind of, because the one who brought them together, missed your character.
Snake Action Shatter, loose cannon cop who decided he needed to solve the case, but he needed to go outside the law to find people that could help him. And he found...
All right.
Trixum Maximinius, a master of stage magic and a former farm boy, but don't talk about that.
And lastly,
Spencer Rosewood. I need to kill the man that... I need to get justice for the man that killed my girlfriend. And these guys wanted to help. Or should I say, I asked for help.
yeah, that's this is the team. They each have, and it's also, if it wasn't obvious, the in the picture, the real life person is Snake, Mist's character. The showboatman is and Virgil.
not Virgil, not Shulk.
Both a Virgil and a Shulk, but also not technically either of them.
Volk. Not Volk.
Faded
Yeah.
is Monica's character.
So imagine that you went to the cops about this problem, but wanted to be part of it, and I was there trying to apply as an ace detective.
And he just got stormed out of, like, the chief's office. He just saw you guys, like, we're gonna make a team.
Hey buddy, hey guys, you wanna work on this job I have going?
For some reason, they don't consider card tricks as evidence finding. Cops these days
you're-
just aren't in practice. And he just
I'm pretty sure they have science that
he
tells
fans his
otherwise.
cards like in an arc from one hand to another.
So, you together as a group for like a couple of weeks now. Are there any villains that you want to say you've taken down?
Well, we've caught a lot of perch snatchers. Though they all ended up being the same guy with a duplication of power.
Yeah.
The jail...
He was so obsessed with himself that he just made more of himself.
It was weirdly the same purse every time.
It's not the man that killed my girl. It's not important.
Did you catch anyone, Snake?
I've caught many people. None who are important, though.
Alright.
Just petty
freaking
criminals.
All right. Well, so it starts out. Do you guys own like a base of operations or anything like that? Or are you guys just like hanging out somewhere,
I thought we'd have like an office.
or like driving around in one of your cars?
I thought we'd have an office at the police station or something.
I was actually thinking we were hanging out at a barely visited bar where there's just
No.
a friend.
We're at a Denny's.
Right. Okay, I like
No. Thank God it's Fridays. And it's Monday.
And it's Monday. Yep.
Alright, a TGI Fridays, but it's Monday, so the food's not as
like
good.
Yep.
One order of mini mozzarella.
I'll take the cheeseburger with a side of fries. Thank you.
I'll take the
Waitress
steak
just
fries.
kind of blows a bubble in her bubble gum, and just kind of, "Alright, coming right up." Writes them all down, goes back. Do you have any leads at all for anything that you're currently investigating?
Snake pulls out a folder and just slaps it on the table. There's a bunch of pictures of potential whereabouts of where these criminals could be. There's an apartment, museum.
One of the files is of course on a serial killer who happens to use some powers with knives.
Maximinius, he like takes his fork and knife and separates them on his napkin, and he pinches the middle of the napkin and pulls it up and reveals a multitude of documents underneath.
Snake gives him a light little clap.
Yes, these are the files I've found on our target so far. It appears that he likes to visit these locations. At least that's what I've been able to pick up from my studies around the place.
Which villain? The ones with knives, or like one of the more important ones that you guys care about?
I'm trying to help.
Just like a different one.
Trying to help find the dude who killed his girlfriend.
Okay.
So this would be leads on the guy who killed Monica.
Leads on the serial killer.
Leads on the serial killer.
All right. Roll your stage magic.
That's the 4 I have, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you technically, instead of the...
That is straight successes.
Yeah, that's 4 successes. Oh my goodness, good for you. Wushu is a weird system.
Good job.
So, would you like to explain why those are successes?
Technically, I should have said how many dice you get.
Oh.
Just to get...
Oh, you don't...
There is no set amount of dice, I have to tell you. Just based on describe, but 4 is good.
Okay. And would you like to explain why those are successes?
Let's see. Your knives just so happened to pin several key locations that make more sense. At the very least, is what you believe. Around Snake and with Snake with his detective skills, and Rosewood with his actual intellect.
With his actual smarts. He's a smart boy.
Been around the two of them long enough to be able to think in an outside of the box way, since, well, I don't think exactly like these two people do, but you might think a lot closer to what this mysterious man might be like. You're able to deduct that it's probably these specific locations more likely than the others. You've pinned down
Oh, what's
that this person might generally hang out at.
I'm trying to remember what's the thing that's usually used to like describe like a like you know the area that he conducts his
The Ring of
killings.
Fire.
Is it called a ring of fire? I don't think it's called a ring of fire.
I don't think it's a ring of fire. It's ring sounds correct-ish though.
His parameter.
A general perimeter, I think. Something
yeah,
to do with perimeter.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
Search area.
yeah, now that we've nailed down these certain areas, the real question is, where did your girlfriend die, specifically? So we can limit that area even more.
Oh yeah, and how long ago?
Let's say it's been like well how long has they been together?
A couple weeks.
A couple weeks. I would say essentially they of course went to the police, the day that it happened.
Right.
So
So it's pretty fresh in his memory.
yeah, it's pretty fresh, pretty gruesome. So in terms of like the it's like in terms of like at least the area that's like marked down here, like what are some of the places that are kind of like done here?
From the scene that you described to him, how was your girlfriend killed?
Stabbed many a times.
All right.
or pretty much stabbed many a times, but like the person used whatever magic bullshit with knives and just basically just skewered her with multiple.
Okay, this especially makes more sense for Medi's stage magician character then, because knife throwing is very important for stage magic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
generally more showboatman style things, because stabbing that many times isn't needed. That's over the top.
Yeah, and that the fact that the person just wielded that many knives at once is also ridiculous.
Yeah, it turns out that from your description of that murder, it feels like the person who killed her wasn't killing her for any personal reason. I think they're trying to put on a show. I think they're just trying to get attention.
I hate him even.
So the general areas are places with like fine arts sort of things, but with a little more inclination on the macabre.
What does macabre mean?
Things, more a darker tone sort of thing.
Okay, so like Gothic museums and stuff.
Yeah, like one of them is a Gothic museum. Another area that you pinned down was like a theater-ish area with like a graveyard in the general vicinity of it.
Okay.
Or nearby, but like near-ish.
And then I also pointed out on the in one of the pictures that he had in the file, there was an apartment, and that apartment has a Gothic architecture style to it.
Okay, yeah, that can work as a third one, yeah. And actually, you guys are supposed to be saying some of this stuff too, since it's your characters doing these.
One of them is, of course, a very, very old, I would say one of them is probably a very just run down like church. You know what I mean? So it has some of that old architecture to it.
And one of them is a theater of sorts that's been foreclosed at the moment because it's just not open at this time, but it's known for bringing in big acts. Like during specifically like summer and fall. And then it closes sometime during the winter and stays closed during the spring.
Okay. So let's see, we have the rundown church-ish area. Theater with big acts plus the graveyard nearby-ish. What were the other things that I said?
Wasn't one an art museum?
Yeah, a Gothic art museum.
Oh yeah, Gothic
Or a
art
more
museum.
macabre.
What was the one that Mist said again?
The Gothic architecture apartment. It's like a historical apartment.
Oh man,
It's a much
Those
older
are your.
building.
Go on.
Those are your 4 locations. The rundown churchish area, which somewhat more gothic looking. Oh, you guys. Also, this is American, so just to state.
I mean, yeah, but we're in
Nice.
America.
Extremely matters. Yeah, you guys are in America. In America.
I mean, the East Coast has some Gothic architecture in some cities.
This is
Yeah.
America.
But I'd imagine we're on the East Coast somewhere.
Which place do you want to check out first?
Gothic apartments, cause the apartment that they lived was via that place. There we go.
Right.
That's a good lead.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you guys get to the architecture apartments, and the streets are a lot less good in this area. Places are a little rundown, but this is probably the most rundown area. Theater, I guess, is actually like a really well-kept area, but this is easily the most rundown total area of all of these 4 places.
Okay, are there any, like, cars nearby, or, like... even though it's run down, are there, like,
of people living?
Yeah.
Yes, there are definitely people alive here. There are some people in the streets and everything. Most of them look like they can take them, or they can hold themselves in a regular fight. And a lot of them look like they do a lot of fighting. Mostly don't pass by a lot of people at a time. It's generally like 1 or 2 people walking sort of alone. Everyone has like a sort of about them, like, is this person someone gonna fight me today?
Okay. Is the apartment complex multiple stories?
Yes, there are 4 stories.
And is
I'm
it...
also just gonna say that the car that we showed up in is a 1961 Thunderbird that is driven by
Oof.
Snake.
That's easily the nicest looking car on the road.
Also, it's a 2-seater. But that's fine.
Also, it's a 2-seater.
But because when the car comes to a stop, pop out of the back of the trunk comes Maximinius with a hail of confetti.
What a freaking hero.
I'm used to being traveled in small boxes.
It's not a trick of how I do things, though.
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way.
I'm gonna stop talking before I incriminate myself.
Yeah, I'd watch yourself there.
And he hops off the trunk and into the ground. Alrighty, so I feel we should start investigating these apartment buildings. Maybe knocking door to door, asking if anyone's seen anything. Good old detective work.
Right. You go to a house nearby the apartment complex.
Yeah.
You can.
Maximinius walked.
House is completely unrelated to the apartment complex. It's not like an off-site place that like the actual person owning it would live. That's an on-site place that they live. This is not connected completely.
Okay. And is this alright? Where exactly was the girlfriend murdered at? Was that stated exactly?
What I would probably have to say, it's probably be man. So I almost wish we just had like almost like just right now a simple map or overlay. But as far as I would say is like it's in between. I would say it would be in between, like, you know, the like it's close to the theater, but it was also in between the apartment. You know what I mean? Somewhere around there.
Okay.
Remember that murder.
Oh, what's the name?
The first one on the scene.
What's the name of
Brutal
that
business.
magic ball that used to be really popular? It was like a zero gravity ball.
Oh yeah, the zero gravity balls.
I don't remember.
Cause he's carrying one of those around with him right now.
Like they're probably just like just insert super ball or something like that.
Damn it. But yeah, he's basically Fushigi ball? Is that what it was called?
That sounds dumb.
Yeah, it was a Fushigi
maybe.
ball.
Post it, my dude.
Alright, 1 second. Getting a good.
Gosh dang it.
But yeah, he's basically walking up to the building and he knocks on the door while playing with the Fushigi ball.
Okay. After a little bit, barely opens the door like a crack, and you can only see like a really bloodshot eye looking out the crack in the door.
Good evening, sir, madam. We are looking into some recent stabbings in the neighborhood, and we have some questions to ask you.
Oh, you're the first in quite a while that gave up on this place.
We're a special team. We're looking for anything that might be a little out of the ordinary. So have you know anyone who's really into knives? Oh no, I'm turning into Goemon again.
Into knives.
Yeah, like someone who might have been really obsessed with knives.
Let's see here. I probably should have reread how social interactions are supposed to go exactly. But it looks like none of you have any super social skills.
Nope.
Case, I'd say, you roll. It's pretty neat looking. Roll 3d6s at the standard of 2.
1 success.
Okay, that's 1 success. That's gonna be good enough for you.
Alrighty.
Well, I've seen guys playing with knives. What are you exactly you talking here? It's not a good neighborhood.
Yeah, the neighborhood. I don't know. This neighborhood looks about like middle of the run.
It's a lot less than middle of the run.
He's not trying to. He's not.
maybe middle of a shadow run.
See. This is middle of the run for Detroit.
Oof. But yeah, but we're looking for someone who's really into knives. Like everyone, I'm assuming everyone here has a knife. I'm assuming you have a knife. But we need someone who's like if you were a kid who was playing basketball on the side of the road, Michael Jordan is who we're looking for. Really into knives.
Michael Jordan.
Well, we're not. No, we're not.
I knew a guy named Dr. Dunk one time.
No, I get what you're saying, buddy.
Michael.
Any old guy with a knife. You want a knife guy.
I want a knife guy, exactly. Anyone can have a knife. Not many people can be the Michael Jordan of knives. Or stabbings.
I getcha.
The Michael Jordan of stabbings.
That's a title right there. Michael Jordan of stabbing.
He's got 8 rings, all of them knives.
There is a backseat to this car.
Oh, there is.
Well, I mean,
There is.
the model that you posted before there wasn't. You can't just retcon this.
Yes, I can. It's my thing. It's my car.
It's my sing.
Yeah, think I met a guy named Johnny Knivesville a couple days ago.
Johnny Knivesville, you say? Where does he live?
Well, I don't know where he lives, but I only saw him at those apartments the other day.
Ah, so he was at the apartments. Was he in an apartment or around the apartments?
He went in, but he didn't stay very long.
So this is like a motel and not like a hotel. Holiday Inn?
What I mean is he didn't stay very long, if you know what I mean.
Ah, he did his Michael Jordan thing.
He did his Michael Jordan thing is what I'm thinking. Ain't
I
nobody
think he's
come out
trying
of
to
that
say
one.
that he's dead.
What apartment was it?
In the 13 that few days ago.
What 13?
He went into the apartment 13.
Okay, apartment 13. What floor?
Well, I guess 13 would probably be...
floor.
My God, this
floor.
building got 3 times larger since we last looked at it.
Can I borrow you for a second, Trixum?
Yeah?
How can we trust what this person is saying?
I mean, you always gotta trust the locals at least a little.
I gotta put my input. I don't trust
I've
them.
been working on these streets for years. You can't trust anybody on these.
And I've been working on these streets for days. And he throws confetti.
No,
I say like a little piece of confetti like lands in Snake's mouth and he spits it out.
I was gonna say some of the confetti lands in Spencer's hair. He just tries to brush all of it out.
It's too not edgy.
At this point, Snake's gonna turn around. Were we standing like in the doorway?
Like in front of the doorway. He
so-
still hasn't opened the door anymore.
Alright, I'm gonna kick the door open. Tired of playing around.
I mean, he gave us all the information we
Okay,
wanted.
How do we know he's not lying? We gotta play bad cop now.
Okay, roll your athletic. Well, let's... dice for it, because there was somewhat good setup. Oh, also, this is mainly a setup for what you're doing system.
Yeah.
That's one success. That he's... but he's a lanky dude, so he's not holding it open or holding it back very well. He wasn't like bolstered down or anything. You kick the door and he goes staggering back a bit. He's not
Alright,
like
cut the crap. Give us the truth now.
he has a knife in his left hand, but he doesn't have a very firm grip on it. He looks like the kind to actually be able to hold himself in a fight nearly as good as most of the other people around
So I was
here.
right. You did have a knife behind that door.
So once Snake sees the knife, he's gonna pull out his... Put the weapon down, sir.
I'm gonna pull out my sword, quick, drop it.
And I'm gonna go to draw like I'm drawing a sword as well, but then I pull out a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
Put the weapon down.
Drop it, and this won't get messy.
Let's go for Monica. You roll with your what's it called? With your swordmaster as an intimidation check because of the and it won't get messy.
Okay.
I want to see those hands behind your head.
That's 2 successes. That's definitely enough. He just kind of drops it very hastily and just kind of almost falls into his foot, but he doesn't notice. He has a gun, a giant sword, and probably a magic man on him. Like a real magic, not just stage magic, because
real magical man.
anyone going around toting like that has got to be being able to back it up. Or literally insane, and those people are...
All right, so
Just kind of like hands up in the air because he's mainly worried about Spencer Rosewood.
And while
Yeah,
Spencer's
mind you.
distracting him, Snake is gonna go up behind him, gonna grab his hands and handcuff him. He's gonna throw him onto like a table chair, make him sit down. All right, you give us the truth and you give us the answers we want.
Like kind of rolls on the floor. Okay, I don't know if his name's Johnny Knivesville.
I mean, that's
Everything
obvious.
else was the truth.
That's a really dumb name.
You got a knife. I bet you got connections to him. Who sold you this knife?
Literally, everyone has
Yeah,
knives.
I did say everyone had knives.
I don't have a knife.
I mean, yeah.
I have
Are
a
you
sword.
sure? Have you
Sword.
checked behind your ear? And I pull a knife out from behind his ear.
Swords aren't knives.
I mean, well, there's a.
Are you locals to this specific area? We need knives here.
The only thing you guys need is justice.
Ain't done nothing wrong. You came here asking information. That's
Is
all
it-
I know.
Snake's gonna step back from him and he's gonna go over to the other. I think he's still bullshitting us.
I mean, I think he's just a local. Well, you
You
guys.
can't trust.
You guys
You can't trust locals around here.
You guys continue your investigation. I'm gonna go check apartment 13.
Good luck with that.
I'm a very great magician. If anything bad happens to me, you'll hear it, and then you can kill him and probably come save me. But if he's telling the truth, we should let him go. He was telling us the truth.
Okay, so you'll radio back the truth, and we'll go from there.
That's true. I'll use my walkie-talkie, and he grabs his flower, and he goes to speak into it, and it speaks through your walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Okay.
So what kind of exit does your character make when he leaves the room?
Is there any other doors?
There's a back door, but you have to go through like the entirety of the house.
Oh, there's no closet or anything.
I was gonna use the magic part
Not
of
in
my
this room.
stage magic. And when I go to exit out the front door, I close it, and then I'm coming out the closet door, and I go, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to do this in reverse, and go back through the closet door and exit out the front door.
Well, I guess there are like other rooms in this house and everything. You're currently in the front room. You can come in through like another doorway.
Okay, yeah, it's just more like a gag of like
Yeah.
like a Scooby-Doo hallway.
There's no closet in this room, but there are other doorways in this room.
Alrighty, that's basically what he does. He walks out the front door, closes it, and then a door inside the building opens, and he walks out, and he's just like, oh, sorry, I usually do this in reverse. Turns around and walks out the door, and then he's outside.
All right.
Magic
You're able to
sure is
see.
something.
You're able to see quite a few people are very, very suspicious, both of the nice car and the fact that you guys just kind of harried this dude in broad daylight.
No need to be alarmed, folks. It is nothing more than a show. I hope you enjoyed it. This is what we like to call the beat 'em up routine. I have to go check my apartment building. Please don't touch that car. And I run off to the 13th floor.
The 13th room. It's on the first floor.
Okay, the 13th room. Is it?
It's more of an open air complex for the first floor. The other floors are. What's it called? I guess that's not the right way of saying it. You're able to see which one's the 13th from the outside.
Okay, is the door locked?
Yes, the door is locked.
Alright, so when I see the door is locked, I stand there for a second and I ponder. And then from my sleeve, I pull a handkerchief and I lay it over the door handle. And then I start, like, rubbing it and then I force it forward with my hand and make the doorknob disappear, so I can slide the door open.
All right. Let's I'll give you for all of that setup for that. I'll give you 4 dice. Use your magical stage style slugger.
That is is a match a 6?
Oh my goodness, that's all of them.
Yeah. So yeah, I just
Nice.
Good on you.
alakazam, and the fucking doorknob. It's like the doorknob never existed, and I pull the handkerchief off, and there's not like it's just the big wooden square where the doorknob would be, and I just push the door open.
Uh,
Yeah, that door is freaking.
door-
It cannot be closed now correctly.
It's
that
not-
door,
It's just wood.
that door doesn't exist anymore.
Well, the door exists. The doorknob does not. There is no closing mechanism now.
Yep, and he just slides it open. What do I find inside?
Inside. Congratulations. There are some knives strewn about and a messy scene.
Oh my goodness!
There was right in here, and flies have started picking at a dead body in the corner of the room, with several knives sticking out of him.
Ooh, that doesn't look good. And I adjust my monocle, and it, like, I click on it a few times, and it takes 3 pictures.
All right.
And I pull up,
let's see.
Pull up my hey, yeah, we have a body with like 6 knives.
Roll your something. There's something odd about the body, and you're gonna need to roll sewing for knowledge about it. How do you go about inspecting this body?
Yeah, all right. I'm looking for extra holes on it. Like, are all the knives the fatal stab wounds, or are they just left behind knives? And are there more stab wounds on him than normal, like rips in the clothing that don't seem like they should be there?
All right. That's pretty good. I'm gonna give you 4 dice for that.
Okay.
Jeez, man, you're just rolling really well.
Hell yeah.
It's not straight successes, but it's definitely enough still.
I mean, that's as high as I can go with sewing. My sewing is a 3, and I got 3 successes.
Yeah, well, no, it's not a limit. You can keep as many as you roll.
Oh. Okay.
So it just has to roll 3 and under.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. That makes more sense to me now. It's just a number we're building up to. That makes sense.
Yeah. If I gave you guys 10 dice and all of them were 3 or under, you could keep all 10 of those.
Whew!
That's
Alrighty, so what do I... Anything I pick from this?
You see reason as to why there's a very big discrepancy between the scene that was described to you about Monica's character's girlfriend's death and this body. There are still knives left behind. There weren't any knives left behind on the last one.
Ah, so these could have fingerprints or DNA.
Yes, very important. Another thing, though, you see a lot of holes in this man's garments that is something different. A lot of them seem to be burns, but more of a greenish tint.
So you're telling me that it's green flame.
Something else green that burns.
Acid!
There's some acid going on here.
Thought we were in America.
You can tell from looking at this man and being able to like look at his hands and stuff and some more along the floors. These people used knives to fight, and the other one hence this guy because his hands and everything. This guy was magic, and he could throw acid.
Okay, so the knife guy and the acid guy are probably teaming up together.
No, this dead dude,
Is it the acid guy or the knife guy?
the acid guy.
Oh, okay. He sucked with his power if he's just got acid on himself. Alright, I'm gonna... we also have evidence to bag. Should I bag it?
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, and then from that, you know those, like, long handkerchiefs that are just all tied together and it's an impossible amount in the clothes? He starts pulling that out of his sleeve, but they're fucking evidence bags. And he blows it up.
Oh, so that's where they. Oh, so that's where they went. Like, and you see Snake like reach into his pocket. All of his evidence bags are gone.
I'm a master of sleight of hand, some might say.
So, are both of you with this other dude?
Yeah, we're
just
still with them.
paying full attention to this dude.
Yeah, they get the walkie-talkie stuff while I'm bagging.
Okay, are either of you going to look over at your friend because you can see 13 from there?
Yeah, let's,
I can say easily, you don't need both of you on this dude.
Yeah,
I'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'll look over. Let's see them.
You see a couple people going over to 13. They don't look the pleasant type.
Friendliest.
And I'm just standing over the body, plucking a knife out, putting it in a bag, stealing the bag, and then putting that bag into my hat, and putting the hat back on and taking it off and it's empty.
I book on the walkie-talkie. I hope you know there are people going in the building that you're in right now.
My building?
Yes, your building. So if you want to give them a magical surprise, you can.
I have an idea. Alrighty, so... how long before they get there? Since I now am aware of them, or are they already here?
They're almost there.
Alright, I quickly leap over the bed, and I set up the bed as if it's, as if there's someone under there, by taking one of the pillows and, like, fluffing it out, and then pulling it slightly open, or not open, out of the, sheet. Like, so I huff the air up, and then quickly pin the sheet down so the sheet has a little bit of air in it, and I lay it across underneath the blanket to see, like, if someone's sleeping in there. And then is the bed hard to the floor, or is it, like, a spring mattress that has room to be under?
You can go under it if you need to.
Okay, I go under the bed after doing that.
Right?
Can I use that? Can I use Scarecrow for that?
Yeah, sure. Roll, let's say another 4 dice.
Oh!
That's some pretty good. That's a freaking amazing roll.
Holy shit! That is the best.
That's
That's the best Scarecrow ever.
This is a freaking really good scare. These guys are definitely believing.
They're gonna fall for it.
Alrighty.
These guys very warily go over. Two of them have knives in their hand. Another one has brass knuckles on each knuckle, and it's just the 3 of them. They room like it's definitely their first time seeing this acid and the knives and everything, and are very hesitant to come into this room.
And they see a man sleeping in the bed, and
Then they see sleeping in the bed.
I'm throwing my voice to make loud snoring sound effects.
All right. All look very confused. They don't know what to do.
Does Rosewood see this happening?
No.
Definitely.
Dude. Well,
You see the guys probably standing out there scratching their head and, like, nervous.
They look extremely nervous more than scared or confused, but it's very much both of them.
At this point, Snake's gonna come up from behind Rosewood. All right, now's our chance to take him. You ready?
Okay, let's go.
And Snake's gonna unsheath his 1911 Colt. He's gonna holster it. He's gonna get that ready. He's gonna slowly come up from behind them.
I got the sword ready.
Make sure you have a knife.
And then once we get up close enough, he's gonna put the gun right in the back of one of the guy's head and tell him to drop his weapon.
I like where are the guys like standing? Are they like like are they staying like side by side?
Sort of like a triangle formation.
Well,
There's one of them in the front.
Well, then I'm going to then get the I'm just gonna get one of the other ones with the sword then.
What are you doing?
I'm like you know hold the sword against like their throat, you know.
Sneaking up from behind. What was the thing that was said?
So I'm basically gonna like reach my left arm around him, around his throat. I'll pull him back and put the gun to his head and tell him to drop his weapon. And Monica's basically doing the same thing, but instead of using his hand to grab his neck, he's basically putting the sword to his throat.
All right.
So there's two different guys that are basically getting grabbed.
Yeah. So to basically the idea is to this buddy and his two the last guy and his two pals are
Which will then give Maximus a chance to get the other guy while he's distracted with us.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is
as well because instead of it being 3-on-2, it's technically 2-on-1, and we have hostages, sort of, I guess.
well, no, I mean I get all that. The thing I'm trying to do right now is figure out how many dice that all gets, and if I should divide it or do each
Also,
sort of thing.
just for the future sake of a attack I had in mind, how close are they to the swinging door?
I mean,
The front guy is in the room technically.
Okay.
Or is swinging range, definitely. And let's say each of you roll your combat skill since you're using your weapons to intimidate them.
Four?
You could, but this isn't a combat thing yet, technically.
Okay.
So
would you say like the limit would be three successes? 3 and lower?
No, how many dice you're getting? I'm gonna say them, the gun, and your sword, and the drop your weapons. Let's give that a total of each of you roll 5 dice with. All right, how much is that for each of you?
I'm pretty sure that's 3 for me.
And 4 successes for you, Mist?
4.
All right, that each, that's enough. Yeah, both of those. Okay, actually, you get the guy with the brass knuckles.
Wait, who got the guy with the brass knuckles?
Did either of you? It's a question.
Is he the guy in the room?
I got one of the guys with the knives.
Right.
As long as I didn't get the guy who's in the room.
Yeah, he's the front guy. You can't get him.
Yeah, when you said triangle formation, I thought like I got the guy beside him.
Well, it's a triangle.
Well,
so
you two get the
guys,
two in the back.
You guys got the two who are outside the room. Which one got
Yeah.
which?
I got the one on the left.
Yeah, then I'll take the one on the right then. Yeah.
Well, there were mainly there are 2 knife guys and 1 guy with brass knuckles. Mist got a knife guy. Did you get a knife guy or the other knife guy or a brass knuckles dude?
I'm gonna say I also got a knife guy.
Okay, so the brass knuckles guy is in the room.
He he turns around at the drops your weapons, and these two, or the other two dudes, easily drop their knives. Lucky for him, because he can't really drop his brass knuckles.
And then I pop out from under the bed. And I grab the brass knuckles guy. And I go, "Want to see a trick?" And I want to slam him against the wall and shut the door on his face and have him disappear and appear in the trunk of the car.
That's pretty strong.
All right.
And I just go,
come up behind him.
ta-da! And I slam
Smash
the
the door in his face.
And I'm using stage magics to teleport him, basically. Kind of like what I did earlier, but this time efficiently, to the closed trunk of the car.
Yeah. Okay, with all that set up, that's getting 5 dice.
Hell yeah.
That's another 4 successes.
Yeah, 4 successes.
You're doing really good with these.
And then when the door swings open and reveals no one there, I go, ta-da!
If I could clap, I would.
I'll clap for you.
How are you clapping?
Oh yeah, you're
the
right.
butt of the sword.
What free hand do you have?
I'll clap for you. You put the sword in between, like, in your armpit, and you go.
You asked the guy to hold the sword to his throat. Here, hold this real quick.
Yeah, hold this.
It's just like, okay.
Oh yeah, he's in your trunk.
Take it back, and he's just like, wait a minute.
Just so you know, Snake, he's in your trunk.
Oh.
I hope there's nothing in that trunk. There's not even an emergency pole lever. I had to bust that thing open myself.
I have a shotgun in there.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the shotgun. He may have a shotgun now, but he can't get out unless he blasts it open.
Well, the ammo's not loaded. I keep the ammo in the front seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I guess he just has a shotgun. I mean, that could be a deadly weapon if swung hard enough, but I don't know.
And I've seen what you can do with an empty shotgun. Now, what should we do with these two? And with that, he's gonna tighten his chokehold on the guy and then push the gun deeper into his head.
What the hell are you guys doing?
That's a
What
question.
the hell are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing?
Exactly. What are you doing?
We were just looking in on Garrett. We haven't seen him for a few days.
Who's Garrett?
One of the dude with the sword to his neck just points slowly to the guy dead on the ground.
Oh.
What's his connection to you guys?
Well, Garrett's not doing too well.
Yeah, that's obvious. Garrett's not.
He was
doing
in our
well.
gang.
What's this? What's your gang?
I don't gotta tell you nothing.
I mean, you don't have to, but I would really like if you did.
And it's at this point, Snake is actually gonna pop a cap in his kneecap.
Oh my god!
In his
He's a loose
what?
cannon.
His kneecap.
Oh my goodness.
Start talking,
Yes.
or I'm gonna keep shooting.
Jesus Christ, man! You're a loose cannon.
Yeah.
I guess
Wait,
roll 3 dice for loose cannon.
One success.
One success.
That's one success.
Well, it freaking hits his knee, and it's a gun.
Oh my god! You didn't need to do
That guy
that.
starts screaming in pain, and the other dude's just like, "Oh, I'll talk."
The guy with the sword. You want some of this too, buddy?
Oh, buddy.
Oh boy! Ah, jeez. He starts pulling at his collar.
Boy, it's not that big a gang, man.
Yo, dude, gang life ain't worth it.
Nah, I thought the hood was rough. These guys are rougher.
It's just small time, man. We've been at it for years and years, but we ain't never making it big. Not in this neighborhood.
Babies. That's all we do.
We just steal
Oh,
cannons.
we ain't stealing from babies. That's messed up.
Yeah, dude, that's fucked up.
Ain't no
By street gang, I
terrorists.
mean we clean the streets, and we're a gang of friends.
We ain't those pedophiles.
But
ain't do nothing bad to
Yeah.
kids.
well, except for Garrett, but.
I left my wife, but I still have the 3 kids.
Didn't know that man had whatever.
Well then, it appears that Garrett didn't have a good run-in with whoever visited him last time. So my question is, who would visit him and leave him like this?
I don't know the guy's name.
Do you know where he usually hangs out?
Our other guy knew, but he's gone now. What'd you do with him?
Oh, 1 second. And the trunk pops open.
I'd imagine he's like got like his hands are tied by a rope, and he's got like the handkerchief like stuck in his mouth. He's like gagged with a handkerchief.
Yeah, let's bring him over to the cars. Or the car.
Yeah,
Singular.
Snake's gonna grab the guy who he popped in the kneecap, and he's just gonna drag him across the floor and down the stairs.
I'm gonna take a shortcut, and he grabs where the handle would be on the door, and he slams the door on himself, and appears out of the trunk.
The other dude is just getting out of the trunk. He's just like, what the?
Hey, we have some questions for you. Oh, 1 second, and I untie the handkerchief.
I got some questions for you. What the hell you do to Garrett?
I didn't do anything to Garrett. That's actually what we're here to ask you. You see, your friend Garrett, the last person who visited him before me wasn't too friendly with him. Gave him a few too many pokes, if you ask me. So, who was the last person to visit Garrett, do you think?
Lucky you magic and I ain't.
Well, I mean, it's all about studying the craft, and I take a card out from my hand, and it's a joker, and then I like fan my hand over, and it quickly becomes a queen, and then I show him that I've actually just peeled a queen sticker over it. See, magic ain't all that difficult. You just gotta learn it, and I throw it to the side.
You magic types with quotations around magic.
You lucky me's and Garrett weren't that close. I'd be.
I didn't do anything to Garrett.
No, I didn't do anything either.
Yeah, imagine that Snake
You're
and
joking around with the
Spencer come
dead.
outside now.
I mean,
Anyway,
you gotta learn to laugh about little things.
man named Cage.
First name Luke.
Kind of scrawny but tall guy.
Name David.
Oh no.
Real weird guy. Like
Luke David Cage.
We're,
area looking cause of how this place looked, something or another, artsy, stupid. Going around making trouble. I was thinking he might have been part of the other gangs earlier in life.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, now. So now.
So where does this Cage hang out usually?
Ain't seen him since he wanted to talk with Garrett.
Has he wanted to talk with anyone else since Garrett? And,
I ain't seen him since then.
yeah, but how does he get in contact with you guys?
Just comes up here, flings a knife somewhere or another, tells me he wants to talk with somebody.
Flings a knife.
Do the knives look like this? And I take my hat off and pull out my assortment of bags.
Yeah, some look some like that.
Alrighty, and I drop the bags back in the hat and I put the hat back on. Does he visit any other gangs, or is just this the only one you know?
The only one I know, man.
Alrighty. And my character's pondering as he kind of walks to the side of the, He's still inside the trunk, but now he leans over the side of the trunk and he flips out back onto his feet and starts walking around in a circle.
Definitely don't come around here all that often.
It's at this point that Snake and Spencer are out. Once they got the guys out, Snake is gonna handcuff the two guys that they captured. He's gonna throw them.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, so you may want to put a handcuff on the big guy with the brass knuckles.
Of course.
And as soon as you do that, I pick out a cane and I unfold it a little bit and I start playing it like a flute, and the rope that had him tied up comes off of him like a snake and goes back into the trunk of the car.
Mm, I'm like that. Come on, man, I'm scared of snakes.
Hey, don't worry, it won't bite. It's literally made of rope.
Mm.
Isn't that right? And I like rub its chin, and then the rope like unpins itself and bites my finger.
He hits the deck.
That's my favorite
That,
trick.
that got a big fat nope from him.
And then with a snap of my fingers, the rope goes lifeless into the trunk, and I close the trunk.
Right. So what you've gathered from this area is he doesn't live here, but he definitely visits things like this because of how it looks.
Okay. So I pull out the map that we have laid out of all the places. So we're looking for grimy, cruddy areas then.
Well, it was specifically the apartments, which you guys said to... Ooh. Like, Gothic architecture is more
Okay.
likely to be correct.
Okay. So Gothic architecture. We already have Gothic architecture on the map.
Oh.
Mhm.
You guys have 3 Gothic things. This was one of them. Another one was the big theater with the graveyard nearby, but it's not a Gothic graveyard.
So that one's probably out.
Yeah. So it's not this area, and it's not that area. So you guys have the museum and the rundown church left.
Well, if I know these serial killer types, it's gonna be the church. They always like to be their own little modern messiahs doing God's work or something. Or considering themselves some sort of god in some way.
Right?
What do you guys think?
Could be.
Probably full of criminals.
So are we gonna head to the church next?
That's right.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what that snake's actually, instead of like just going around, he's just gonna slide across the hood and then he's gonna get in the front seat.
Alrighty, and you boys, if you check, oh, 1 second, and I go back to the trunk and I pop it open and I pull out a wooden chair that doesn't seem like it should fit there, and I set it on the ground. If you check under your seats, you'll find the keys to one of your handcuffs. The other keys are located somewhere else inside the apartment complex. Have a lovely day, gentlemen, and this was a fantastic show. And I fall backwards into the trunk and I slam it shut.
Just I just picture him just like
Yeah, I could see
walking backwards, falling back into the trunk, and then just closing it, and we just drive off.
I can see him like I can see him like doing like a leap.
Yeah, like a
Into the
leap
trunk.
backwards into the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
So
The in the distance as you're driving out of there, Snake hears a very, very familiar cry of "Wait!"
Oh no!
Why? Oh no.
You gonna peel away faster?
He's gonna turn on the radio. He's gonna crank it up.
What's on the radio?
I'm on a highway to hell.
Oh, you hear that girl is bad news, bad news, and you're just like, oh, change it.
Mm.
All right. Kill me softly. No, I don't want that one.
JT Coalfire, she's crazy. Oh, not
Damn
that
it.
one.
Shit.
You can't help it.
Are you okay? So Annie,
Okay.
you okay?
Are you okay, Annie?
Stop.
You've been hit by. So
Well,
you just keep shifting through channels as it just plays very inconvenient songs.
In songs. Yep.
All right. So for
Ken
Medi,
Ash Corpse, Crazy Girls comes up.
Nope,
Nope, not that.
Easy chicks. For all of these random songs, I'll give you like 3 because there were some real freaking hits there.
One success.
I'm not freaking done, gosh dang it. I'm not freaking done. Pull at the end, gosh dang it.
Okay.
You've been hit by
For Medi's
Oh, sorry.
magic-y things, I'll give some 2 more dice, and we're just peeling away right at the end of the magic, because that's real good timing.
That's a good one. That's a
One-
thumbnail right there.
Nail. So that's 7 dice.
Okay.
You're 1.
Oh, yeah,
Wow!
You got 2 successes. That's freaking a horrible roll, though.
Wow!
Oh,
In Shadowrun, that'd be a godsend. Here, it's fucking... Ooh.
You still got 2 successes. You're in a car and she's not.
I heard you were being a loose cannon again.
Your radio is definitely betraying you, though. As you're flipping through them faster and faster, you can piece together, I'll catch up to you.
I'm just gonna shut off the radio.
I take.
It's best that the radio is shut off because you remember something about her. Had some weird radio power thingamajig that she had just discovered very, very recently.
Oh boy.
And I install this. The once gruff, deep voice of Snake actually crumbles away. It's just got a regular white guy voice. Oh man, why'd I install this?
I
This
don't
radio
know
was a
why,
bad
but-
idea.
I don't know why, but all I could just picture is Max from Ace Attorney whenever he whenever you find out who he actually is, Billy Bob Jones.
My name's Billy Bob Jones.
I'm not really that confident in myself.
Let's keep moving. We gotta get to that church.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, dogs are barking. Alrighty.
You guys head off to the churchish area. Definitely super gothic architecture. This place is a lot more lived in area, but also this entire built around the church, not the other way around.
Big,
Hold on,
massive.
I don't mean to interrupt you there, but as we're driving down the road, we're gonna go off the road and try to do a ramp over the stairway and land right in the parking lot.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Please don't crash the car.
What was it again that you said?
We kind of go a little kind of go off road a little bit. We ramp over the stairs and into the parking lot, trying to land just right into a parking spot.
All right. I'll give you 4 dice for that. Roll your loose cannon.
Woo!
3
3
successes.
successes. That's real good.
Oh, yep. That's actually really good.
You just, yeah, I guess you can describe it. It's more of a you describe it situation.
Yes, car they go to the sidewalk, and using the sidewalk bump, it just launches the car into the air over the walkway up to the church. It goes a couple of good feet, and it lands right into the parking lot and just parks right next to 2 vans.
My Spencer here is almost curled up in a ball. What just happened there?
And then one of
I
the
imagine the trunk isn't having a much worse time.
actually, as you land next to the van, one of the van doors slides open, and I go, "Whew! Thank God I got out of there before you landed."
Spencer's
All right.
kind of locked up.
They don't call me Action for nothing. Let's go.
I thought your name was Snake.
My nickname is Action. Snake Action Shatter.
Then the fucking title, fucking metal bubble letters appear under your name as you say that.
There's an explosion in the background somewhere.
Yeah. There's an explosion, and then all the wheels of the car just fly off.
One of the vans erupts.
No.
It goes to
yeah,
a and like
Yeah,
a still
one
frame
of-
of him just gets overlaid over all of it.
one of
This
one of the-
summer.
one of the vans just explodes near one of the parked other cars. Just explodes.
Yeah, as we're walking up to the church, like one of the cars just randomly explodes for whatever reason.
What a team.
Was that there to kill us, or is that
What?
was that one of your magic tricks?
I didn't do anything.
Oh,
I think that... Oh, this is a bad neighborhood, isn't it?
really bad neighborhood.
I think I heard that guy
it's,
trying to start his car. I think we just witnessed a fucking starter bomb.
Let's just say this isn't a good neighborhood.
Man,
It's definitely more lived in, that's for sure.
I miss America before the terrorists.
What does that sound like? Something action would say.
It's also a shame that Mount Everest is being swarmed with a knife katana storm.
I remember the days when the city wasn't run to
Gosh
hell.
dang it.
Honestly,
Gosh dang it, Mehdi, bringing that back.
the setting
all
of
things.
the Wushu setting seems like the world is made in that fucking... Oh, what's it called?
Oh yeah, the year...
The Quiet
Something-
Year.
the Quiet Year?
It feels like before your
Keeping
Wushu
system.
game, you should do a Quiet Year run that creates the universe.
Gosh dang it, you're right. That would have been genius.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's something we need to talk about sometime, Mehdi.
Fresh meat Quiet Year.
Oh, not that. Not that. Anything but that.
You know, I think it would be really cool if everyone just had pipes. That's our abundant resource.
Oh god, no. Anyway.
Oh hey, Goemon, I've heard. Hey, Draconic Emperor, I heard you came from a family of pipeline.
Hell yeah, I did.
From all the rape.
Oh.
Drooning, danning, broom.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so you guys, no one is on the streets. No one is in this parking lot. You feel like you're being watched.
We don't, or we feel like we're being watched.
You definitely.
Okay. You know, I've never been good at churches. They kind of burned my people whenever they saw them. Or stabbed them to big metal fucking planks of wood.
You talking about pikes?
What? No, I'm talking about people. It doesn't matter. Magicians.
Actually, I'm pretty sure they called them witches.
Different name for different kindling.
Oh.
That's a weird way of phrasing it. Okay.
So, this is definitely the most uncomfortable I've been in a while.
When Action gets inside, he's gonna be like, oh, there's a bathroom. I'll be right back.
Alright. So, since your other people are not as well-to-do, and you've gotten a good lead, how about the man who this is for, Monica?
Okay. Let's just is like the door to the the church is run down. Actually, I did say it was run down. So
Yeah.
So of course the front door is not gonna. I'm gonna like walk around, of course, the perimeter of it, see if I can see if there's an opening or someone moves something to then go through a back door, back hole, or something like that.
Okay. Let's give you 3 dice for that description, but you're rolling your and find the man who killed his girlfriend, so it's gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah. 2. It's only 2 successes actually.
That's still 2 successes.
Still 2.
It's,
Yeah.
this isn't a super big numbers system until like actual combat starts. You're able to find several different ways that people can get in and out of this building. None of them are the traditional ways of getting in and out of a building. Like, you see small foothold under a window that has been broken 10 feet up or so. You see just a myriad of things like makeshift cellar sort of entrance that definitely didn't look like it was supposed to be there.
Let's is like this. I'm gonna see if I can the cellar, or is it locked?
Not locked, no.
Ah, okay. What'd I miss? Dink just like
Yeah.
kicks open the door. It was flying off.
So your pal Virgil, I mean Spencer, is he cellar entrance that
Volk.
shouldn't be there.
Volk, not Spencer Volk.
And I'm examining the wood of the door and knocking on it in certain places.
All right. It's not like a real firm. It's definitely not freaking a redwood or like mahogany.
Alrighty.
It's more cheap and very easy to get your hands on.
Ah, so it's something that can be easily replaced.
Yes.
How big is it?
It's like a cellar door sort of thing. It's pretty biggish.
Okay, because like when I think of like a cathedral or a church, I think like really big doors.
It looks out of place.
Okay.
Looks very out of place.
Alrighty. No, that's all. I'm just examining it. Not doing anything with it.
Right.
Well, like my guy opening up the cellar door. Is the room pitch black?
You describe what you see.
We're talking
It's underneath a church, underneath a Gothic church. It's generally a bad area sort of thing, and this looks like a entrance that's not supposed to be there. What do you think you find?
It's probably pitch black and I can't see a damn thing.
Wait a minute. It seems a little dark in there. Let me help. And I take my hat off and I grab inside my hat and I pull out what looks to be, you know how the bike mechanism for the pedals?
Yeah.
And I start pedaling them with my hand. Like it has a thing where I can strap it to my shoulders and start pedaling it, and my hat just starts glowing really bright.
So it just turned into a spotlight.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
And so I'm pedaling that, and that's something my character is doing while you're investigating. So it shouldn't be too dark in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with all that stuff from before, and now you can see it, what do you think you find?
I probably find some, if it's out of place, and also it's in a rundown church, I'm pretty sure I find some extremely incriminating stuff. And probably I also find either because it's an old cellar, it might have just extremely expired kegs of wine.
The blood and those biscuits.
Actually, yeah. There's probably some in there, and maybe one of the barrels might just be filled with blood. I don't know.
Not blood.
Most
The blood of Christ, though.
A lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Alright. I mean, that's mainly just how he plays.
No, I mean, I was joking about just how the fact that the hat just turned into spotlights. But moving on.
Ah,
I'm gonna
I see.
I'm gonna keep walking through.
You definitely see some more occult-ish sort of stuff here.
Cultist stuff. If I find more cultish stuff, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find some. Pretty sure I'm gonna find a lot of use for sacrifices. Probably like knives.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of different kinds of knives laying around. Some of them still have blood on them.
There's probably, of course, an altar, and then some extremely just like baffling or just outright just horrific writings, you know, in a book or something.
All right.
Of either
All right.
probably maybe of some language I probably can't read, in some of stuff I can barely make out.
That book seems structured relatively weirdly. Like it's like a hit list.
That's written in a different language, though.
I mean, if you were from a different country and you came here, you'd write in that language, especially if you're trying to keep it secret from the people of the city.
All right. So, let's see. How many things did you guys list off there?
Well, that's just my 2 cents.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have you roll something though.
Okay.
Well, I basically said it was basically dark till May's character lit up the room. There was a bunch of just occult stuff. There's an altar and what appears to be a book written in some unspeakable language.
And to my character,
You guys listed off a lot of things.
well, there's wine. There's
Wine.
the door seems out of place, meaning that if someone is using this room, they could be hiding or using it to hide their records, which is why I'm like, oh, it might be a hit list if it's a hidden in another room that's out of place, written in another language. It could easily be someone's personal notes on what they're doing that they don't want anyone else to read or see.
Okay. There was also general occultish stuff. Is there anything that hasn't been listed that you remember missed?
Nope.
There are lots of
Okay,
knives, different types of knives.
Yeah, lots of knives.
Okay, there. Yeah, that's very important. Anything else?
The wood is easily replaceable.
Yeah, the wood was. Oh, wasn't it like?
And anyone can get their hands on it, meaning that this could be assembled makeshiftly on the side of the church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, total of 8 dice. Spencer, roll your finding the dude.
Roll my what?
Your 5. You're finding the dude
My 5. Okay.
skill.
Let's see that.
Oh my goodness,
That's all
that is
successes.
All successes.
That's 8
that is
successes.
straight successes. With you probably need like 5 or 6 or whatever. That's all of them.
Eureka!
Yeah, that's just
Eureka. Some of these knives look similar to cuts you saw both on the body back at the Acid Man and from other leads that you found along the way. Dude down. Seen other clues along the lines of some of these things. But the things you weren't able to put together until you found this cellar were some things looked extremely out of place and cheaply made. That just never made sense for any of the areas that you guys were looking in before. But now that you found this, it all makes sense to you.
all
It's
the
hang
pieces
out.
come together. That's where he's at. Yeah.
This is his hangout, and also he's probably in a cult. Specifically, the cult that inhabits this area, and specifically this church. The cellar doors close behind you.
Man, the Westboro Baptist Church got real weird.
Man, the Mormon church got even weirder.
And all of a sudden, lights at the top of the room flicker on, and this cellar goes on a lot longer than any of you were able to see it go on. Behind you are several generic-looking cultist people. One of them's hand is glowing with like a really weird dark light, but it's sort of dark, sort of like a black light, I guess, but on his hand.
Oh no.
Oh no, don't let him see my suit.
This just keeps getting better.
Now you
A smooth sailing tabletop film.
throw some knives onto that car and give it like a splash polish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop winding my hat now, guys. And as I
idea.
slowly stop it. Do they make any forward progression?
I'm sorry, what were you doing?
I'm slowly stopping the winding of my hat.
Winding.
You know how I was winding to make it
Yes.
light?
He was winding it like it was like a light.
Yeah. Remember when I pulled out the bike pedals and started twirling them and make my hat glow?
Oh, right,
I've been
yes.
doing that the entire time.
Completely forgot, sorry. I remembered for the sake of there needs to be light in here, and they need to light it so you can see and actually do stuff in this, and then I completely forgot right after I turned the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so are they approaching at all?
No, they look like they're waiting for something, and behind you, turns to them, behind you, you hear a very distant and echoing clap. Just a single clap, not, yeah, like that.
Okay. And I slowly
Oh.
stop winding.
You hear a really, really bad accent that's, like, hardly intelligible. What do we have here?
Oh no, it's Dracula. God damn it.
Looks like some rats have infested this church.
The sword is unsheathed. The only rats here that need gotten rid of you.
Oh? And why have you found yourselves here?
Because justice has brought us here.
I'm pretty sure you know damn well.
And
I know nothing of you, except you are infesting an area I call home.
so you're the owner of this establishment. I'm actually here to collect taxes. These two gentlemen are here for a different reason. Living on the side of the church doesn't exempt you from taxes, like most people think they would. And this seems like a makeshift paddy wagon, and so, I really need you to start paying up. I'm sent by the government, and I'm still untwirling a little bit. I would show you my, my government ID, but I gotta turn the hat off.
Oh, there will be payment, but it will not be from me, and it will not be in money. The payment will be in your blood.
I don't think that's a good idea. I'm B positive, and that's not really too popular from what I know.
Sorry, but justice doesn't bleed.
I said my blood, not your blood.
I think he means all of our blood.
I think he thinks we're all O positives or O negatives. Then he'd have some sort of case, because you can get a lot of money for O negative. But
I mean, if you're gonna be talking super technical here, they're all basically they all basically amount to the same, because none of them are more needed than others anymore.
really,
Because there are enough people donating blood that there's not really.
oh, I thought so. O negatives no longer are the super blood.
They are, but they technically aren't as needed in regular society anymore.
Okay.
Because in regular society, they can just give you positive, they can just give you more AB positive blood.
All right,
They don't need to give you B positive blood or O positive blood.
Oh, I'm just learning this for the first time. Okay.
Yeah. I know
Well, thanks
this.
for telling us this, Vampire Man. Information.
Yes.
No problem. I'm very happy you were able to understand me.
We like at our cult of stab and drain. We do not discriminate. We stab and drain
You see-
all.
We scrape and lick.
Now, if you are here for no reason at all, what of the other two of you?
You have murdered a man in cold blood, and I am here to see justice is brought to you.
I'm also here
Oh.
for justice, but a different kind of justice.
Oh, and explain this to me, what your justice is.
Okay, also,
You
while they're having that conversation, the reason I've been unwinding it slowly is I've been unscrewing parts and pieces of it, because I'm going to try to assemble, like I'm going to turn around while they're doing that, and I'm going to try to assemble a scarecrow in my place. Just kind of standing there.
Alright, alright.
So they keep having...
You do have the mooks still looking at you, though.
That's true, damn it.
Smoke bomb.
I guess I could smoke bomb.
Maybe at least let the setup happen first.
Oh yeah, I wanted to... Okay. Okay.
They are still talking about their actual stuff.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
usually when that stuff happens, the character who's doing the thing is doing the thing.
Yeah,
That's why I was bringing it up.
I get what he's doing. Like we're talking when he's going to set up like the big thing that will then like either start the brawl
Yeah,
better in our favor.
but it's fine. Keep going.
It's probably so my girlfriend died, and I remember there were some knives, and these knives are by you, and also it could be you or all your guys, and I can't let that.
Exactly. I'm not gonna let any murders happen on my street. This is my city, and I'm gonna make sure it's safe.
Oh, your girlfriend, eh?
Yeah.
That is too bad that you have such weak connections.
Oh my god.
You.
Their lives mean nothing. The only thing that matters is blood, and the blood they spill.
Yeah, I'm really gonna kill you.
That voice is killing me.
See, serious character. My girlfriend died. This man, blood.
Oh, that was your girlfriend? Oh, I am so sorry. Your girlfriend is so weak.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
really
she should be
difficult.
able to stand a knife to the chest.
Oh, you guys,
would have withstanded like 20 knives.
you guys gave me too many things I had to work with.
No, it's fine. It's more of it. It's
perfect.
this is great. This feels like a
Great.
like a B action movie with our characters.
Yeah, that's what Wushu's all about. I'll kill you!
Oh, it's such a good scene. Okay, moving on.
He out from what seems to be nowhere, like 7 knives in his right hand, points at you, and another knife comes into his left hand.
You're the guy.
I assume that means that the fight's going to be breaking up. The people in the back, by the way, are whooping, I guess, as they pull out like knives and stuff, so they can
Okay,
start attacking.
I also figured out how I was going to do the scarecrow setup with them still watching.
Actually, Medi, I actually got a way that will actually help you. I'm gonna throw a flashbang.
Actually, that was what my hat was about to do. The reason he's
I was
been
gonna unhook a grenade from my belt and throw a flashbang and let you do your scare.
The reason he's been whining
Double
it
flash.
is because and while he was disassembling it, he's gathering energy in the hat, and it just like then he just hits 2 buttons on the side of the wheel, and it just makes a big like, you know, Blitz's shield from Siege.
Yeah.
Just that, but like wide scale. It's just a flashbang, a hat flashbang.
Oh, very convenient that none of you are looking at it.
Yeah, actually, they're
you
the only people looking at him right now.
roll. Yeah, as all of them. You roll 3 dice with your magic, and Mist, you roll 2 with your loose cannon.
Okay. 1 success. 2 successes
And-
for missed.
No, my loose cannon's a 3.
Oh,
Yeah, you got
Oh,
2
no, that is
successes.
Yeah, you're right.
okay.
So that is 2 successes.
Yeah. With that, the two of you are able to feel good flashbang out there, and the cultists on the other side have
I like to imagine that my hat
blinded
flashed.
a bit.
My hat flashed for a second. They just like, oh, what the hell was that? And then they look at my feet, and then there's a real flashbang.
Basically.
Yeah, he like yeah, I imagine the action throws the flashbang over like the main bad guy with the knife. He just lands right in front of the mooks after like they're reeling from like the big.
You guys are
flash.
surrounded.
Okay.
You guys are pincer attacked, technically.
Okay.
The big bad is deeper into the cellar, and the mooks are guarding the exit.
Okay.
And then, so I'm gonna set up my scarecrow during the flash, or while they're blinded.
Okay, so the main thing about combat now that it's combat is it's one person versus the nemesis, which I'm definitely is going to be Spencer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
the
yeah,
two
that's
of
better
you will
against
be fighting the
multiple
mooks.
opponents anyway.
Okay, so also another thing with it is generally for the mooks, you guys describe how it's going about. Because the mooks don't really matter. You can literally say you kill like 5 billion people.
Oh my god.
I threw a flashbang and just one of the guys caught on fire, and then all the rest lost
Yeah.
it as
And
well.
then it goes to the dice to see how much it actually affected them, sort of thing. You could kill 50 billion dudes, but if you roll poorly, 50 billion more show up, sort of thing.
Okay, so how I imagine things is
Basically did nothing.
the scarecrow shows up. I dash from my setup, so it's just my cape and my hat on like a big thin metal pipe that's the cape's blocking where my feet would be, so it from behind it looks like I'm still standing there.
Mhm.
And I dash. Is there like a table nearby?
Is there a table nearby?
There's a table nearby that I kick over, and
you
draw
go.
from my pocket a large deck of cards. And then I pull the deck of cards out, turn the cards over, and out falls a smaller deck of cards that I load into the deck of cards, pop a piece out, and it now looks like a SOCOM pistol made of cards.
All right.
And so I wait for them to approach. What is action doing?
All right. Once the flashbang goes on, action takes out. So you know those holsters that where you can like keep them concealed in your jacket,
Yeah.
where you have like two handguns on both sides. He basically throws off his jacket, like for his suit jacket, and takes out both of the hand. He just dives straight into the middle, just starts gunning guys down as quick as he possibly can. He even, as he's running forward, the first guy he sees, he slides under in between his legs and pops him right in the nuts as he slides under him.
And then following.
And then he takes. I'd say he takes about 20 shots and takes out about 20 guys, and then ducks behind cover.
Following that,
next to a seating area.
down that hallway where all the mooks are, there's also some bookcases around there. And while he's taking care of guys, I'm following behind him, shooting some of them as well with my deck of cards, but one guy avoids his shots. I grab him, pull him hard into a bookcase. That bookcase falls over on top of both of us, but when the bookcase lands, I'm behind there and I've pushed the bookcase over. And then I fire 2 more rounds, or a bunch of rounds in the cards, and every time I fire my gun, it makes a gunshot sound effect, but when it hits the person, it's like a silver card that's embedded in their chest.
All right, that's pretty freaking heavy, you two. Also some nice working with. I'm gonna go with each of you get 6 dice for this, and don't roll them yet, because dice have to go both toward you attacking them and you not getting hurt by them.
Right,
because,
the defense dice. I forgot about the yin yang.
yeah, By default, the mooks automatically do 1 damage unless you resist, and you resist with the same pool that you use to attack.
I'm gonna use 4
Right,
on
yeah.
attack and 2 on defense.
There you go. That's perfect division of it.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
That's my attack.
Okay, that's 2 hits.
Attack.
That's 3 hits for Medi
Defense.
and 2 hits.
Defense, I'm 2 successes.
Okay.
Couldn't ask for a better roll on defense.
You rolled 6 on that one. Missed.
Whoops.
Or
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, you rolled 4.
Okay, those are both good.
Alrighty.
You guys do exactly what you told, or what you said, and you didn't even get hurt by it.
And I like to imagine we both, like, at the end of the hallway, we both are, like, back to back. I adjust my monocle and he adjusts his sunglasses.
And he adjusts his, and then Action adjusts his sunglasses.
Yeah. A door opens and more
Oh.
mooks come in, and that while that's happening, what's happening on the other thing?
Also,
So-
this is probably important to state. You guys technically have 3 hit points each.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's called chi, but it's chi, but it's hit points.
What I was gonna do is like, of course they're fighting the guys in the back, and then there's some guys in, plus the actual nemesis. What I was going to do was, I was going to, like grab whatever's on a table in front of me, chuck it at some of the guys in front, hit some of them, try and try and do a jump off the wall and try and stab the nemesis in the face.
Well, the mooks are all behind you if you're
Okay.
facing the nemesis.
Yeah,
There are
okay.
none at his side.
When you fight the nemesis,
Okay,
I assume
so
it's
it's
one-on-one.
Okay. Oh
yeah,
it is
it's
one-on-one.
it's a you versus the nemesis.
Okay.
This is you versus Jetstream Sam.
Mhm.
But he's a vampire and gay. So you versus Vlad, or Vamp.
I'm just gonna put this on.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to take a what I'm going to do is I'm going to break part of the table and try and make a makeshift shield out of it, and essentially try and take a bunch of swings at the nemesis.
While we're fighting the guys in the background, this is
Yeah.
just happening.
Right? The dude sees you pull up your defense, and he's just like,
This is just Vamp, right?
"Oh, you do not have enough to dodge all of my knives." He tosses off of a wall, and it bounces not immensely well, but enough to go in your direction. And then he tosses another directly at you from the front. Short hop to jump to toss one a little above that as well.
So
Almost
basically
3 full angles that you have to block from.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to you for dictating how that goes.
So 2 of them are trying to hit. So one's trying to hit me dead on. One's trying to hit up, like at an angle above me, and the other is trying to hit me
On the side, yeah.
from the side there. I'm going to I'm going to like fashion the like I'm going to use the sword to try and deflect the one coming from the side, and then put the shield at an angle where essentially it blocks like the 2 that are coming at me from that angle. Because if one's coming at me from like a straight line and the other is like coming at me from an upper angle, if I just put it at a, like, I don't know, 45 or 30 degree angle, it'll probably stick to it, or at least some degree of that. And also I'm going to be doing I'm going to be sliding while doing that, just to give myself more speed and momentum, so that so that they have to go at a more downward angle. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay. And then how do you attack him through that? Because you're definitely in melee range of him after that slide.
I'm going to I'm going to take a stab at one of his hands because it seems to be that either at probably a slash at his arms because they seem to be how he's able to direct or even use them.
All right. All right. As he directly going straight for his arms, he tries to move them out of the way, but also do a like a side cartwheel
Mm-hmm.
to try to get out of the way of that, not just with his arms, but also the rest of him.
Mm-hmm.
The knife in his left hand at your foot to try to pin you down. So let's about 6 dice again.
6 dice. Okay. And
how many are you going for attacking and defense?
I'm gonna split it by. Actually, I'm gonna do 4 and 2 for attack.
Okay. Also, this is to note that you have your against this guy quality going on, not just swordplay.
Yeah. So yeah, the 4's for defense because he seems to be trying to hit me really. So that's 3.
That was for defense?
Yeah, it was for defense.
And your attack?
Only 1.
One success. He was mainly going on the attack, so...
Yeah, that's why I was going pretty heavy on defense.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You, that's 3 successes, or 4 successes for him.
Yeah.
You take 1 chi damage.
Mm-hmm.
Of his knives is able to get to you.
Okay.
And he is able to dodge your sword swings good enough to not get hurt by them. It does glance the edge of his arm, so you...
Maybe, like, while you were going up for a slash at him, he threw a knife right at your chest, and that's how you got hurt, and he got mildly sliced.
He
blows, I guess.
He didn't take any actual damage from it.
Nah. Yeah, so...
Yeah, maybe, like...
I imagine it was like a graze.
Yeah, like, you split the tip of his finger, maybe.
Yeah, he's bleeding now, which obviously shows that he can bleed. He's not undead.
He's really into it, and he starts sucking his finger.
He looks at his own finger, and... Dare you make me bleed my own blood?
My men will not stand... Oh God.
Speaking of his men, how's it going over there, guys?
Alright, so after we finish up with those guys, an elevator door slides up and opens and reveals, like, 12 more guys.
We're in a church, man.
Yeah, guess what? There's an underground part of this fucking base. The cult has to be operating from somewhere. It's too obvious to do it in the actual church.
Right.
The door slides open. 12 guys, all with different martial art weapons inside. These are the supreme grunts. Then they start charging us. So what do you do first? Since we're near, I'm gonna give the action the first go.
No, I insist.
All right.
After.
I reach into my vest pocket and pull out a second card gun, and I just start unloading into the elevator, and then I slide under the feet of one of the dudes, and then when I pop back up, I point down and I've tied his shoelaces together, and I push him over, and I slide back over him, and I start shooting at the elevator. There are still like 6 of the guys have gotten out of the elevator, but as they swarming out, me shooting into the elevator, one of the cards ricochets and cuts the wire and sends the elevator falling.
Okay. Missed.
And so once did you shoot the guy that got knocked over?
No, sorry, 7 guys came out. One of them guys got his shoelaces tied together. I pushed him over and fell over top of him, and then shot the elevator down. So there's still 6 guys in the hallway, probably 5 guys in the elevator, since I said there were 12, I think.
All right. Once Action sees you knock that guy over, he's gonna use his face as a launching pad. He's gonna just jump off of his face into the group.
Okay.
And once he's in the middle of all the guys, he's just gonna basically just start spinning, just unloading his handguns.
And that's
He's just constantly firing.
And that's why I'm on the ground firing upwards into the elevator. So I'm out of the fucking Reaper hit Q attack.
Yeah, he's just fucking cycloning, just spinning, just shooting his handgun.
I like to imagine
And then
that, like, you also brush your coat aside and, like, Bastion's decks from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but they're all fucking pistols.
Oh, dude, he's like, on his belt, you can see there's, like, handgun clips. He'll, like, detach the clips that are in his gun, slam his pistols down near his belt, and just and reload.
I was imagining it's more like, once the gun runs out, you just grab another one and start firing.
And then once he sees that most of the people are out of the way, he's gonna just duck behind cover right next to Maximus.
And then the elevator snaps and goes screaming down to the bottom floor.
All right, guys, another 6 dice.
Hold on. We need to say a line
on.
for Eddie.
What?
We need to say a cool catchphrase for this scene. Come on.
Alright. When we're next to each other, I'll take the next lift.
I guess their next destination is going down.
I'm going up. You guys are going down. I'll take the next lift. Snap.
Okay.
All right.
4 dice on attack, 2 on defense. Oof. That one's not as good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 3 successes.
Oh, it's 3 successes? Okay.
Yeah, that's your combat rating, right? Okay, that's really bad.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh, good defense.
But that's
though.
really good defense, though.
Oh no.
That's really good.
Oh no!
No, those still hit.
Okay.
It's your same rating you used to attack.
Okay. Whew, boy.
Okay, so first round, Mist got 2
Oh.
hit each on these guys last round. Was it 2 and 3?
What?
It was 2 and 3 hits last round, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also realized, like, I know a perfect thing to say now. I ask you if you have a pack. You offer me a pack of smokes, and I go, no. And I open up your pack of smokes and pull a pack of cards out and load it into my gun.
Looks at his pack of cigarettes, they're all gone.
What?
Buy another pack later.
As long as the object is closed, anything can appear.
He just starts vomiting up another
Are you
pack of
freaking
cigarettes.
Schrodinger's cat with everything now?
Yes!
Until people know what's in there, it could be literally anything.
Action does what Snake did in Metal Gear Solid 1. He just vomits up another pack of cigarettes.
I don't know why, but all I could just cat analogy is that if I do die in that fight, Medi's character just pulls another me out of the universe.
Yeah, no, it's like, yes, I see you've killed the scarecrow I've made. Revealing, and I pull my cape up on my scarecrow, and you've been hiding there the entire time with your sword ready.
So
Immense.
how did we do?
It's another 5 hits, I think it was total.
Yes.
So neither of you got hurt, and you did 5 hits this round, just like last round.
Alrighty.
Yeah. The mooks are definitely being chunked away.
Where will they come from this time?
Oh goodness.
A trap door. Oh
No,
no!
I'm
some
imagining
of them
like
will
the remaining
Some
bookcases
of them will
slide.
pop out of the expired wine barrels.
And I'm imagining like the bookshelves slide open and to reveal that there's been like 4 other rooms to the side.
I was gonna say
No,
bookshelf,
that
but
bathroom, that
it sounded
action was in the beginning of the scene. A bunch of them just come charging out of the bathroom.
Well, I was upstairs.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, but
Okay, back to Spencer and the Nemesis.
yeah, back to my thing. What should I
You got stabbed with a knife.
do? Where'd I get stabbed again? The foot?
Wherever you want.
Yeah, it's the foot. So what I'm going to do is, cause of course he's flinging knives at me. The knife that he gave me, and I'm pretty sure at least 2 of the knives got stuck in the makeshift shield, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kick my foot with like such force to make the knife go flying at him, and while also throwing the other 3, and then doing another charge and try and slash at him again.
You're kicking all of the knives that went into you, even the one that went into your foot.
The one that's in my foot, I'm no, the one in my foot I'm kicking. I'm trying to I'm kicking out of it with such force to just fling it back at him, and then the other 2 I will throw at him while then doing
that's
another
what I
charge
asked.
at him. Wait, what?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And he takes care of those ones, and then charge at him. Okay, he jumps back and tries to agilely dodge all of these again, and this has very quickly for him become a very obvious fight of I need to keep my distance over this guy needs to not keep the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Distance small. So he jumps back onto or puts one of his feet on a bookshelf or a shelf of a bookshelf and cartwheel over to the other side of the room and stands on a table and 3 knives just like regular more kitchen knives sort of things since this is more of a dining table
Yeah.
bounce up because of the force of his impact and he kicks toward you. They're going more for your face, but they're spinning kind of inaccurately, sort of.
Okay, so he's being very inaccurate. Okay.
More for fluff.
Yeah, more fluff. Okay. Probably probably what to do at least with that massive stack there is to then kick up a table that's in front of me to try and at least take more of the brunt of the damage then.
All right.
And then probably try and push or fling the table at him because it's like what, like a tiny. It's not a very big or heavy table. Or
The one you're at now.
Yeah.
The one he's on is a big dining table, but yours can be more of an end table sort of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Manny, this is literally just Full Dragon right now.
Evil has just met its match.
You want to follow it up with anything else?
After the table fling, probably going to probably with the table fling, probably then try and try and flip up a couple of tables as cover, and basically the flip them as cover to then close the distance, because of course tables are just lying around everywhere, just filled with knickknacks or other such occult stuff.
You're hiding behind one?
I'm hiding behind one to basically take that barrage, and then after that barrage, I was going to go to one that's closer to him and kick it up so that I'm creating cover for myself as he's trying to use ranged attacks on me.
Yeah. Okay. He gets knocked off balance by the table that you kicked up at him, and he does a backflip over the other side instead of falling off of this table, but he loses track of you in that time and just starts tossing knives through a frisbee, but vertically instead of horizontally. So it's going to be curving to try to get behind anything that you could possibly hide behind, because he has lost track of you.
Yeah, so to get behind me. So then by then I would probably put the shield above my head to basically do like a Roman testudo, because I already have my fronts blocked and he's throwing it vertically. So then I would just have to guard top.
Mhm.
So that would
Okay,
pretty much
so-
render anything they would do ineffective.
Yeah. He's playing a little more defensively this round. Time for
Mhm.
roll. 6 dice again.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna do another another thing for defense, because that was this is going to be the attack roll. It's gonna be all the attack rolls, like for the knife throws and whatnot. Okay, it's 2 successes.
It's 2 successes.
D6 for defense, and that's all 4 successes.
Wow. I guess I'll just get his failed attack roll out of the way then. Yeah, well, only one of those would have hit.
Yeah.
For his defense, worked.
Only one of those worked. So he did get hit by that. He did get hit by that retaliation of knives.
So yeah, okay, so it's the knives that hit him?
Yeah. Because remember, I pulled the knives out of the
No,
shields
it's
and
you
then-
decide what hits him.
Yeah.
Probably. Actually, let's go with the let's go with the table. He
The
happened to
table
cut-
hit him.
Yeah, the table.
That's
hit
what
him,
really put him off balance.
Yeah, the table that really put him off balance, and he just happened to fall on one of the knives that was lying on the table.
Right, both of you have taken 1 chi damage now. And now it's back to the other dudes.
All right, I like to imagine that afterwards, when the elevator comes screeching to the ground and smashes and eliminates those guys in there, I hope they died. If not, that's gonna be a sad existence. No one's coming. We stand up and we're like brushing ourselves off and ready to go join with the big bad, the what's it called?
Nemesis.
The Nemesis. But the bookcases just slide open and outruns, blocking the exit and entrance. So like where the elevator door is open is just, we're now swarmed by like 20-25 guys. And this spooks us, and we back into each other, we both throw our guns in the air, and the guns land in each other's hands. So I now have the normal pistols, and he has my card guns. And then so we just start I just start unloading into the guys in front of us and running, and I run into the hidden compartment room and come out the other side, and I shoot 2 guys as I do that.
Alright.
Alright, and while he's doing that, I'm actually gonna take the card gun. I'm gonna start running like the opposite direction as well. But once I get close to a guy, I'm gonna fucking flip the gun around. And I'm just gonna deck it across his face, trying to give him some super paper cuts.
Oh, Jesus.
And then once I do that, I'm gonna duck into the bathroom. When I get into the bathroom, I see a guy like at the urinal, and I just pop him in the back of the head while he's standing there.
And in the card that hits him in the back of the head is the Ace of Spades, and he just slides down the urinal.
Yeah, his face just lands into the urinal.
Along with this,
the
the second room that the room that I run into and then run out of, I go back and then I jump backwards into the actual room that I Scooby-Dooed out of, and I look around and it's basically filled to the brim with wine, and then wine and other fucking alcoholic beverages, and I just start breaking the bottles open so it starts pouring out into the middle of the room, and then I point both the guns cross-style, and I just go hasta luego, and I fire both of them, and it sets the wine ablaze, setting all the guys ahead of me on fire.
Jeez.
And I take I look to the side, and there's a door that says bathroom on it. I open it up, and it's the one of the rooms that the bookshelves open up to is just a secret bathroom, and I see you there. You just shot the guy in the head, and I throw my guns towards you, and you throw them back to me, I assume.
Yeah.
Not my style, but was really fun.
Yeah, you could really do some real damage with this. Not bad. And once he gets the guns back, he's gonna basically take the clips out and he's gonna reload them with the clips that are on his belt.
When you take the clip out, you notice that there's a flower in one of them.
Oh my god. And as with
Alright,
that, he's gonna light a cigarette. Oh, the guy had a real piss experience.
You smoke too, and I pull out a cigarette, and like, I don't pull it out of anywhere. I like do that like thing where I'm pulling one in and out of, like I put it in my ear, pull it out my nose, put it in my mouth, pull it out my other nose, and I put it in my mouth and I light it, and instead of lighting on fire, it just like, it all puffs away, and then I blow like a big like smoke ring out my mouth.
I was gonna say instead of a smoke ring, it's just you blow out smoke, but it's in the shape of you giving a big thumbs up.
Oh no, I was thinking like instead of it being smoke, it's actual fire.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Yeah. It just.
He's like, whoa, that doesn't usually happen.
It's I'm a heavy smoker, and I pound my chest twice.
And then we stand at the bathroom door, get ready to go back out there.
Yeah, I aim where I came from, and I assume you aim where you came from.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, mooks are.
Well, that was really good, and I had a limit of 6 on everything, but that was good. I'm gonna give you guys 7 this time.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, it's starting to increase every 2 rounds.
All right.
5 on attack.
The usual. 5 on attack.
Ooh, ow, yikes. That's 3 successes,
Yeah.
I believe.
No, that was your 4. That's only 1 success.
Oh,
That's 5 successes for mist though.
all right. You did good. I didn't do as good.
Alright, let me roll my defense.
Oh, my defense is fine.
Your defense is definitely fine. Ooh.
Oh god.
Okay, so where'd you take the damage?
When he went to do
I'd
the.
imagine that
Oh.
once he like cut that guy in the face with the card gun, he like recoiled from the attack, then pulled out I would say he pulled out a handgun and he shot Action twice in the shoulder.
I was gonna
on his
say
left
when you
shoulder.
did the paper cut, you didn't realize it was two-way. It was a two-way road, and you paper cutted the shit out of your hand.
Yeah. So he's,
Alright.
I'm gonna say that he got shot in the shoulder, and then he just got paper cuts on his.
And you need to hold these with fine gloves when you use them.
And then all you just use as gloves are just big leather gloves.
They're like garden gloves.
Yeah.
Garden gloves, the best to hide things in.
Oh,
Alright, so
jeez.
how much G did I lose? Just 1?
Yeah, it's just the 1.
So.
Here, in the other room, you hear hard hitting the cellar doors and it breaking open, and someone very large walking in.
Also, because my attack was really weak, I like to imagine that the wine was like that. It was like rubbing alcohol flame, where it lasted a second.
Yeah, I could see it.
It was more smoke and fire. Got a few guys on fire, at
Okay.
least.
Then for Spencer and the Nemesis.
Oh. So of course he doesn't know where. If you.
I love how we had the most goofy fucking character, like the most serious character, working alongside each other.
Well, you
Yeah.
gotta roll with the punches.
I mean, this is a buddy cop film.
This is a weird buddy cop film.
This is a trio buddy cop film.
A trio buddy cop.
Is your character Asian, Monica?
Mine? No.
Okay, I was like, this could be fucking the one Jackie Chan buddy cop movie.
Rush Hour?
Yeah, Rush Hour. I always forget the name of it. God.
It's been so freaking long.
Nope.
It's a
Nope.
good movie.
No one's Asian here.
I might watch this movie.
I'd watch the hell out of this movie. This movie looks interesting as hell.
This movie would be that dumb campy fun that everyone loves.
Anyway,
Let's
your turn.
do. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I like because of course I have a few knives on my shield. I have a few knives on the makeshift shield. There's probably a bunch in the table there.
You should put a
there that I'm
review.
hiding behind.
Sorry, like a review on the table that says cutting edge or like cutting edge action, and it's from like one character from like Fresh Meat.
Yeah, that'd be strong. No. Given that most of the knives kind of hit the table in like a more like kind of weird thrown curved way, I'm going to, of course, like kick the I'm going to yet again like I'm gonna kick the table at the guy to like you know, if it's like kick the table at him because of how the knives hit. Some of it would probably cut him, and while then also while during that kick happens, throwing a few knives at him to if he goes like throw them in like some of the ways that he could try and dodge at, so that his evasion's a little bit more hampered, while then also using that table to try and close the distance.
All right. As the knives and the table flies at him, he's startled by the table, but he gets a good foothold on it and does a flip over his left, where you've also thrown a knife at him, and the upside down flipping, he notices the knife and catches it between his fingers, but they get cut a bit from it. Back over in his hand to hold it by the blade once more, and even more knives from his right. He lands down as the table screeches along the ground next to him. He spins around and tosses a flurry in your like an entire fan in your general direction, and jumps back behind the table.
Okay, so he's
Two
hiding
cartwheels away, with the knife that cut his fingers still in his left hand.
Okay. So because I was running by the table and he decided to just launch a bunch of knives at now the table, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to I'm going to I'm going to use that opportunity to essentially try and twist the table a little bit to the side, while then going to a table that's right beside it and underneath that table, and then because he was standing right next to the table, right, or at least on top. Right?
Was standing next to it as it went past him, and then he jumped to the other side of it and started cartwheeling away.
Okay, so of course he's still like he's still doing that closing the distance thing. So then I'm going to so then of course with that table, because of course there's probably other tables that stopped it, I'm going to then flip those tables, and there's probably junk on those tables. I'm just going to then throw it his way while also being sure to put myself in somewhat of a defensive position to whatever massive barrage of knives he has coming at me.
All right. And his end of that is dodge all of these the best that he possibly can, which is difficult while cartwheeling, and also there's quite a slew of them.
Yeah.
He ends his cartwheel in on his wrist, and then goes into a backflip. And tosses the one single knife that you cut him with to end his let's go 7 dice this time.
Okay, then let's do 3. Let's do 3 for the attack.
3 attack and 4 defense.
Oh, that's only 1 for that. Yeah. That's it's not good for the attack, but. That's
Well, that's a full defense.
That's a full defense there, and only 1 success with that. And all I really need is one good hit from there, and then he's 1 away from death.
He's going to be rolling 5 on the attack and 2 on the defense.
Okay. So he's gonna need straight
Attack.
successes.
Ooh,
No, that's only
4 on the attack anyway.
yeah.
Or you only got 3 on the attack.
So it's kind of
You block that all.
yeah. Okay, let's see his defense now.
Ooh, 1.
1. Okay, still me.
He's still going.
Still going.
You're able to dodge the knife that goes straight at your face that has his blood on it.
Hmm.
Interesting. I don't remember your girlfriend, but you definitely put up more of a fight than she did.
He's not saying anything. His expression is still still anger, but there's kind of a stillness or calmness in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Now there is the last mook.
Oh man.
The super mook.
The Omni Mook.
The Omni Mook, the Omega Mook.
Alrighty.
The last man has come into the room, and he's dressed like the others, but he is much bigger. He's like Juggernaut sort of looking.
So he comes into the bathroom then?
Oh, he's in the main hall.
Main hall. Okay. It sounds like that's the last guy. I set a bunch of them on fire, so I assume he's the last guy, unless the ones who were on fire got caught out somehow. But I doubt that. There's a lot of wine. I feel like we can take this guy if we approach him correctly. I'm gonna go from the other way. You head out this way, and we'll take him together. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Alright, I open up the bathroom stall, and I step inside, and I shut the door, and as I shut it, I just disappear from this room, and I appear in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's do it.
I run out from cover, firing at the dude, unloading my entire 52 card magazine into him, throw the guns in his general direction, and from my jacket springs forth a large wand, but like a magician's wand of nowadays, so it has the 2 white ends, and I poke it towards his face, twist the wand on both sides, a bouquet of flowers like just covers his eyes, like covers his entire face, so it blocks his vision as outruns action.
And as action runs out, he basically holsters his pistols, and once he sees that bouquet of flowers, he pulls out an incendiary grenade, and he just chucks it right at the guy's face. Right as it like hits the face, he pulls out his handgun again and just fucking shoots it right as it touches the flowers.
Good thing, I'm glad we're thinking alike, and I pat the side of the cane, and it spurts a bit of liquid oil over the flame to make it burst even more quickly. And I pull the cane back, and the flowers stay on the face as they were all wrapped around his head. And I tap the bottom of the cane again, and out falls a folded set of cards. I pull the cards out, and I fan them out, and I just throw them at the dude's chest, and I run forward, and I kick him and try to knock him down the open elevator shaft, so he falls down there.
And as he throws his cards, he's gonna pull out his other pistol, and he's gonna fire twice into both kneecaps. And then once he does that, he's gonna flick his cigarette at him and try to get a little extra push to him there, that little light push.
And then when he falls down the elevator shaft, I go and I pull out a weird looking clump of paper and cardboard, and I unfold it, and I pull things across, and it reveals it's the Suicide King. And I go, was this your card? And I drop it, and as it lands, all the cards I threw in his chest detonate.
Nice.
I like to mention that the cigarette that he flicked was like really close to falling down the elevator shaft, and once the cigarette hit him, it just knocked him off and down into the hole.
I'll give you guys another 6 for that.
Okay. I'm gonna be crazy. And I'm gonna take a hit this turn by putting 6 dice into this attack.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
What a freaking hero.
I think
That's 5 hits.
that's 5 hits. Yeah!
5 hits.
You know what? I'm gonna push it too.
Oh, you got hit once.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you
5.
did get hit one. Oh.
That's
Okay, 5. All right.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
You freaking go, guys.
All right. So when I got hit is when I came around and this dude like just his face just snaps in my direction and he just picks up one of the dead guys and throws it at me and it hits me and I hit the ground hard and I like let out like a oof. But as the guy rolls over, I am like grabbed onto the dude like a skateboard and I roll forward and I then do the firing into him. So I got hurt, but I tried to make it look cool.
Yeah. And that guy has
Exploded
too
it.
many times to count.
Exploded it.
He super dead. The mooks have been taken care of.
And then we fist bump each other.
No. We give a big high five, and another car outside the parking lot explodes.
Boom! No, we high five.
Whoever parked their cars out there is just regretting it.
Like,
action.
and also just when we high five, the elevator also explodes. Oh no, the explosion from the cards sends the elevator cart shooting through the roof and it lands on another car.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's.
Oh, they can both happen.
Oh, so the car explodes and then the car next to it, there's a dude walking out carrying a bunch of groceries. He's like, "Oh, thank God that's not my car." Smash! Oh. Well, that's karma, I guess.
No, my Mustang.
And then another dude
Alright.
comes up from behind that guy. You know that wouldn't have happened if your car was electric.
Back to Spencer and the Nemesis.
Back to the boss. Okay.
Before he got his badge taken away. Wait. You're a cop on the loose. Holy shit. You don't have a badge.
Mm,
This is a loose cannon.
My God.
Justice never rests.
I also like how we were
Neither
like,
shall I.
this might be a 45-minute thing. It's been 2.5 hours.
No, I knew it wasn't gonna be
Yeah.
45 minutes. I was saying like 2 hours.
Oh, we have broken 2 hours.
We have
Yeah.
broken 2 hours. So
Mine more realistic though.
So of course after like after that like exchange exchange what I see near the ground like right next to me is just what happens to be one of the mooks for some reason in that brawl happened to just die, or he tossed his submachine gun on the ground.
It was the dude the big mook threw at me. He just went cascading down the hallway.
Cascading down the side hallway, and there's just a machine gun there for some reason.
Yeah.
Just a gun. Despite my character has never used it, feels like he needs to use it to close the distance in this fight because it's just becoming a stalemate.
Cartwheel to the machine gun.
And so what he's going to do is first throw some knives to distract him, hoist up some more tables, grab the gun, check and see if it's loaded, and then and then unleash bullet hell on the man.
All right. He or as more knives come flying at him, he brings up a table of his own and blocks with that. And then as another table comes flying at him, he gets knocked back by that because the table blocked the table, but he had to hold it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he notices all of the sudden, gun.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my one weakness,
pulled-
lead.
Pulls out another fan of knives and just starts tossing them everywhere in deflecting a lot of the bullets, but a lot of them still coming his way.
Mm-hmm.
Then jumps behind another bookcase, which comes out from behind the wall, and then also just falls over to reveal a small passageway behind it.
Mm.
Case
So-
from behind you starts to move.
What I'm going to do is, okay, so it starts the. I am going to I'm going to brace the shield against the table and then just press. If I notice that's moving, I'm going to slam a table at it, try and hold it with as much force as possible, and then try and put a big stab to try and go through the bookshelf and impale whoever's on the other side of that bookshelf.
All right. That's 7 dice here.
7. Let's see here.
Guy had to do heavy defense.
Yeah, guy definitely had to do heavy defense, and I went a little bit. Let's do a good old 4 for the offense and then 3 for defense.
I like this system.
Okay. There's 4 for the hit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And then there's 3 for defense.
Oh, jeez. Well, here's his defense. It's a hit on him.
Yeah, that is a hit on him.
Obviously, no damage to you.
Yeah.
You crunch him behind the bookcase as he tries to get out, and then stab him in the gut. His arm out from behind the bookcase. He is in immense pain. Cries out, "Ah! Oh, never have I felt."
Never have I ever killed your girlfriend. And he raises his hand.
She was actually my niece. No, that's
No.
I was saving you the trouble.
So he's kind of pinned against the bookshelf, right?
Yeah.
So if he's pinned against the bookshelf and he has one of his arms off, or one of his arms kind of, like one of his arms is open, right?
Yeah, this is probably a good time to say, that's him.
That's him. That's the guy.
This is a coup de grace now.
Coup de grace.
You've won.
I've won. Yeah, pretty much.
Boys,
You can finish him off however you want. None of us can interrupt you.
could also not kill him if you don't want to. Technically, you're not supposed to kill Nemesis, but this is a one-shot, and it's for your character-specific backstory. You can if you want to. I'm allowing it.
I am. No, I'm.
He's too honorable for this.
No. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to kill him, but I am going to name him. So what's going to happen is I'm going to rip the sword out, take a whack off his arm, throw a bunch of knives at different parts of his limbs while then hacking off another arm.
Well, the bookcase is still between you.
Oh, the bookcase is still between.
Why not walk around
You
while
can
he's...
you can only see his arm right now.
Could I stab through the bookshelf to basically try and cut off the other arm?
You can do that, sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's.
He threw enough knives at you. Why not just walk around and stab him a bunch?
Yeah. I mean, no. Actually, yeah.
We're seeing justice be dealt here. He's not gonna kill him.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna whack off both of his arms and then give him a bunch of stabs and a bunch of very like they're non-lethal, but they're still enough to really screw over someone for the rest of their life.
You did cut off both of his arms, though.
I mean, and I stabbed his legs.
He's gonna need immediate attention.
He is gonna need attention.
If you're cutting off both of his full arms.
Man, actually, if I'm going that overboard with it,
I give you some superheated cards.
Super. Yeah. That's what happens. Those guys, like the guys come back after I lopped off both of his arms and then basically dealt heavy damage to him. Just tricks him here. Just basically cauterizes all the wounds by just throwing flaming carts on him.
Oh, that guy's gonna bleed out if you don't take care of that. Do you have any way to take care of that? Don't worry.
No.
This is where I come in handy, and I start rubbing my hands together. And then, like mid rubbing my hands, suddenly, cards between each of my fingers appears, and they're all on fire. And I throw them, and they land, cutting the wound clean, and then burning it cauterized closed. It's painful. Extremely painful. But he won't die. Unless he has a heart attack from the pain.
And with that, Action's gonna come up and he's gonna, since there's no hands to handcuff, he's gonna put them around his legs.
Justice is served.
And I walk up to the scarecrow and I dust off the dust from the kept over everything that's happened there.
For the entirety of the room that got destroyed.
Yeah. The scarecrow's just standing there. Actually, that's what happens is when you cut off both his arms and the blood happens, from underneath the cape of the scarecrow I appear.
Yeah.
And so once the handcuffs have been placed on, he's actually gonna pick his suit jacket back up. He's gonna put it back on. He's gonna walk over to where that cigarette that he flicked, gonna pick that back up, give it one last smoke, chuck it down the elevator, and then all of a sudden in the distance we can hear police sirens on their way.
Oh, do you guys want to leave anything at the scene
Oh, absolutely.
besides the carnage?
I walk over to...
What I was thinking is as we're dragging our nemesis out, or my character's nemesis out, I just expect him to look over and he sees his car destroyed in one of the explosions.
I go over to...
and he's still somewhat conscious about it. Not my car.
Oh.
I go over to a wooden crate.
Ferrari!
Oh, no!
I'm Christopher Walken now.
Why is he walking now?
I go over to a crate and I start fiddling around with it. There's alright, broom, bucket, and I scarecrow together a scarecrow that looks a lot like the guy we captured. And I put him in a chair, and he's sitting there with, I make him with a really sad face and crying, and then I leave a note at his lap that reads, "I've been a very bad, bad boy." And then I just leave that there for the cops to find.
Alright, let's get out of here before the cops arrive.
Alrighty.
Good thinking.
Where are we gonna put this guy?
Time to the scarecrow.
Oh no, the scarecrow's staying in the room, unless we're leaving him there.
No. I gotta have the scarecrow be a masked figure.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what kind of masked figure you want to go with, but I'm thinking type of masked figure.
Just a bag over his...
This is your guys'
Yeah,
vigilante calling card.
There's a guy with a bag over his head that reads, "I've been a very bad boy." And then I just boot the back of the car and the trunk flies open. Are we throwing him in the trunk?
I assumed you guys were leaving him to get
Yeah, we're
arrested.
leaving him
that's-
for the
Oh,
cops.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I want the masked man. That's the scarecrow to be
Oh,
there.
okay.
And then he leaves.
Okay, I thought we were taking him with us because you put the handcuffs on his
Oh.
feet.
No.
No, we're leaving him here for the cops to get
So
him.
yeah,
If you really want, if you really want to do it, we could have a thing where you throw, and he just falls to the shower prison.
Oh, jeez. Well, no, we'll leave him tied, and then I'll just tie him to the chair that I set up the scarecrow in, and I makeshift two hands made of brooms over his face, like he's covering his face and crying.
And as we walk out the church doors, Action's gonna pull out a little notepad. He's gonna sketch "Sorry about the mess" and just slap it right there on the door.
I don't know why.
Nice.
As he slaps them, like another car explodes.
We should really get out of here before our car explodes.
But wait, what Action doesn't know he's actually magical, and whenever he smacks something just explodes.
Yeah, you have the action movie slap power.
The action
Oh,
movie.
dude. Dude, his freaking what's it called? Shoot, gosh dang it. Which thing was that? His loose cannon is actually technically magical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Just doesn't know that loose cannon is magical yet.
He doesn't
he doesn't
realize that
know.
his obsession has converted him.
Yeah, he doesn't really like magical too much, even though he's dating someone that is magical. And so after we basically set that up, I imagine we all just head back to the car. He kicks the trunk back open.
And she's
I
in the
imagine you hop
trunk.
back in the trunk again.
Hey,
I don't know why, but all I could just see is that she.
Hey, action. There's someone in the trunk.
Wait, what?
She's in the
It's your girlfriend.
story.
All of a sudden, pops out from the trunk. Do you know how long that I've been in there?
Look, Tweety,
You two look like you need to get along again. And I walk on over to one of the vans. I open it up and slide the door shut, and I disappear, and the van explodes.
and then just credits roll.
as she gets out of the trunk, Action sunglasses, who he's not taken off for the entire time, they just fall off. But we don't see his face though, because the camera's behind.
Yeah,
him,
no,
and
the
camera
glasses
zooms out.
land, and in the reflections of the glasses is your character walking off, Monica, and my character shutting the door of the van.
Yeah, and then it explodes and then just credits.
And then the credits, I'm on the highway to hell! Bam, bam, bam. Whew.
Oh, man.
So what's the karma for this session?
Yeah, what's the session? I was just about to ask that.
Well, I don't know. Your characters didn't do a lot. Goemon just kind of sat there, which was really out of character for him.
Yeah, this movie was
And
fantastic.
the mid-credits scene is just the camera zooms out of like a theater, and we just see the fresh meat cast in the movie theater watching this.
Man, Siberian movies are weird.
I wonder how other people would react to this.
I'm not sure.
This is filmed and directed by Michael Bay too. Oh, that explains it. What's all the explosions?
Man,
Michael Bay Waken.
No, Michael Bay Jr. the Second 2.
Yeah, that's man, that movie was campy fun, but that definitely wasn't like the one of his best works. What do you think, Dark Emperor?
I don't know what to feel about it. I feel opinionated for some reason.
I'm just glad I set up this theater compartment in the going mobile. It's a good thing we got to do this all while we rested.
Anyway,
Now we have a reason why we rested.
Yeah.
Everyone else just slept in
So,
the movie.
So, yeah,
Everyone slept in the movie despite how in last session essentially, basically both the young Wiz and Oni
Almost
fell from the same
everyone.
bed together.
They were unconscious.
anyway,
Yep.
anyway.
No, I
Thanks.
just imagine.
Thanks
like,
everyone for. Can I
Go
just
ahead,
say the
go,
ending
Smooth,
stuff?
go. Sorry, Smooth, go.
We are still recording. So
Next thing you know,
anyway.
it's all corrupt.
Thank you everyone who came out to watch this, however much of it you actually paid attention to. Thank you, Mist, Mary, Monica, for doing this with me, even though it was a mess. And
It was a fun
Oh my
mess.
god, that was really fun. I want to do more Wushu.
maybe we'll do more sometime. Definitely not a big group though. I can already see how more than 3
Yes.
people could be
Yeah.
too much.
I think 4 and higher would be pretty great. Maybe 4 would be doable.
Maybe, but almost definitely not for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone who came out, and have a good day, night, afternoon, or whatever.
Alright.